one of the things that the template has got in it as well is that consideration of message discipline. Ken sort of touched on that a little bit in the model, but it's quite a key thing that we really talk about in storytelling. So it is, establishing your key message. What is the one core message you are trying to communicate? This is the message you're going to consistently reinforce. It's going to be at the heart of all of your stories, and it's going to go across all of your platforms and communications. Another consideration is, does it flow? Does it make sense? There's a theory, narrative theory of Walter Fisher, which basically tells us that our stories have to be clear, they have to be coherent, they need to flow and make sense in order for us to accept them as the truth. So, there's different techniques you could use. You could storyboard ideas out so that you can sort of shift the way that you're going to frame your story around, and also sense checking the story. Just get somebody else to take a little look over it. From my experience, at Together in Active Future, all of our work streams have amazing stories that they share. And then sometimes you're so deep in the work that when you're telling the story, you actually forget the sort of the nugget, that the key thing that we need in order to make sense of the story, and that's essential for really embracing the story and coming on board with it. So sense checking is a really good tool. I always check my stories with people before they go anywhere, just to make sure that I haven't missed out something really important.
And so a key thought here in terms of storytelling for system change is actually to take time, and Michelle referenced this earlier, time and capacity to really think about how is it that we're going to influence change here within our team, within our organization, within our network, and doing some proactive thinking about how that might work.
So another thing in the template that we've included just as a consideration is the where are you going to share your story? Is it going to be a written story on social media, blogs, press releases? Is it going to be a spoken story, informal chats, meetings, conferences, or are you going to create something that's a little bit more visual? It could be videos, photo stories, infographics, and they're all really going to depend on that pre-work of establishing who you're talking to and thinking about the best way that you're going to get their attention and be able to capture their attention. So we'll just show you a couple of examples of some of the stuff that we do at Together in Active Future. So this is for our active schools work stream around sort of getting some of their messaging out. So we've presented in webinars. There's been academic reports for academics. We've done many conferences where there's been workshops, presentations, videos where we've reached out to parents and students, infographics for teachers and governors, and I think on handouts and things like that as well. Just a consideration of the who you're talking to and what media we're going to present our stories into them. A couple of last things that are just like a summary, things to keep in mind when starting that storytelling process is to keep it human, keep your stories human, focus on real people and not just stats. Keep it simple with a clear, consistent message, and keep it hopeful. Make sure we're telling people and showing people that change is really possible.